While the bush still serves as an integral piece of the Australian national identity, Greg McGregor writes, "Today it is the beach rather than the bush and the beachgoer rather than the bushman, which performs the mythic role of identifying what is typical about Australia. This statement holds true for many reasons. Geographically, Australia has over 36,000 kilometers of coastline with over 10,000 beaches, more beaches than any other country in the world. This coastline has supported and sustained people for tens of thousands of years, from when the first sea-bearing indigenous people arrived on the shores of Australia to the modern-day tourism industry revolving around Australia's coastlines. In a 2000 documentary entitled The Beach, Our Defining Experience, the narrator argues, Australians are the most beach-conscious people on Earth. The beach has become our defining experience, which is not surprising as 3/4 of us live within 15 minutes from the coast. The beach is with us from birth as small children to death as failing aging beings confronting our mortality. The beach is the lens through which we interpret our lives. This statement is supported by the evidence shown in population trends, tourism statistics, and the defining activities that serve to identify what it means to be an Australian. Australia is the world's driest continent, home to one of the most unforgiving and inhospitable landscapes in the world, the bush. Conversely, Australia also has more beaches than any other country in the world. Thus, it is no surprise that the population flocks to the numerous beaches marking Australia's coastline. Beaches are so prominent that a person could visit a new beach every day for over 27 years. The coasts of Australia serve as a beacon to the people. Almost all developed cities are found along the coast. The outback is largely uninhabited, with civilizations of any kind few and far between. Australian citizens are typically near the beach, with over 85% of them living within 50 kilometers of the coastline. The beach is not experience dependent on socioeconomic class. There are no private beaches in Australia. They are all open to the public. This results in people from all backgrounds gathering in one common place, not being defined by class. They are just being Australians. Even the population that does not live in close proximity to the coast are willing to drive hours and days to experience the beach. Out of both necessity and desire, foreigners are especially drawn to the coast as well. Due to the isolation of Australia in comparison to the rest of the world, as well as all major cities being on the coast, all travel into Australia flows through coastal locations. This results in a higher influx to coastal areas out of circumstance. To get to the bush, tourists must undergo additional travel over rough terrain through mostly uninhabited areas. Australia's 3 most traveled locations are near the ocean: the Sydney Opera House, the Great Barrier Reef, and Bondi Beach. The most traveled bush location is Uluru, at around 300,000 visitors each year. This is evidence of how the international community views and wishes to experience Australia as a coastal paradise. This is precisely how the Australian government would like the international community to view the country as well. While the outback is a significant piece of their culture, there is much more money to be made in the coastal tourism industry. For this reason, Australia wishes to brand itself as a place dominated by beaches with a laid-back, island-type lifestyle. In today's society, it is the beach rather than the bush that serves as the defining experience for Australians. It serves as an egalitarian space where Australians and foreigners alike can go to enjoy the natural beauty of Australia's coastlines while relaxing in the sun. This is evidenced by the distribution of Australia's population in relation to the coasts, the thriving tourism industry centered around Australia's beaches, and the easygoing attitude of the Australian people, which so harshly contrasts the unforgiving nature of the bush.